Here is Barkley, left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Harris the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit, throw. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore! Is it Francis? Giannis says no! Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside! And both ends!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday. First 4-1 day for us on the show. Felt like the sweep was alive. Wemby went into the fourth with 20 and finished with 38, 18 fourth quarter. Wemby's under was our only loss. In all transparency, I would have probably leaned off if I knew Giddey wasn't going. It just changes the game flow, how efficient I think Chicago is on the side of the ball, how many turnovers I believe they have. Changes the whole game in every aspect. So even though it's not center to center, I'd probably stay off of that. Mobley over 18.5 cashed. Felt pretty lucky about that. I think he had 5 going into the half. Didn't get his first bucket until a couple of minutes into the half. So Mobley cashed over. That was no sweat. In the NFL, we went 2-0. Hurts under 33.5, cash all the bumps. He finished with 27. Saquon under 77.5, finished with 61, I believe. And then we also cashed Denny Advia over 22.5. I believe he finished around 27. As always, I do want to, well, not as always, but I do want to wish all of our veterans a happy Veterans Day before I take this down and get into today's slate. My sister is a Marine, so obviously have all of my support for all of our veterans out there. Mark, appreciate you for tapping in. We will get into Maxi's PRAs. Points and assists are interesting to me. I think he had 14 assists in the last game versus Boston. They play a big drop. I honestly like PAs, even threes there, so we'll get into that. Hey, bro, appreciate you for tapping in. All good over here, coming off of a big winning day. So let's get right into today's slate. Year-to-date. I don't think I said year-to-dates. NBA year-to-date plus 17.35 units. Been hovering around 17.5. It was 2-2. In our last 3 days, we've gone 4-4, 2-2, and then 2-1. So while it's not been bad, we've kind of been treading even the last 3 days, hoping for some upside here. In the NFL, we're now 57.45 plus 10.4 units. So obviously the NBA's done much better for us. The NFL, good first 2 weeks, a couple bad weeks. It's been hit or miss with the NFL. But a 2-0 night yesterday and still up on the season. So happy about that. All right, let's get into today's NFL plays. Today's NBA plays. We'll just go game by game. We'll start with Toronto versus Brooklyn. Let's go see what the spread is in this game. And we'll go through the injury news. Hauser, questionable. Otherwise, nothing new. Embiid is good to go tonight. Oh, no, that's the wrong game. I'm sorry. Let's start on the Toronto game. Cam Thomas is still going to be out for a while. I think it's V is his first name, or Sandro. I forget. Anyway, Sandro, yeah. Zvi is the guy on Utah, I believe. He's questionable in tonight's game as well. Yeah, Sharp is out, the backup center. So Claxton, has he had a minutes bump without him? I just want to look at this season. This will be the first game without Shaedon Sharpe is fucking Portland. I'm all mixed up this morning. First game without Sharpe this season. Probably could see a minutes bump in a competitive game somewhere in the low 30s. Brooklyn is a 10-point dog in this game, so keep that in mind when you're handicapping it. How do I like MPJ's PRs? It's interesting you ask because my model likes his points over. Let me go look at rebounds. NBA, and I just realized I forgot to deploy this morning, but there's only a handful using it right now. I'll get it up right after stream. All right, 1 second here. Brooklyn Nets, Michael Porter Jr. I have him at a 29.5% usage percentage tonight, about 19 field goal attempts, nearly 10 three-point attempts, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Let's go look at his market lines. 27 points, so I'm way over on his points. I saw that this morning. It's really like 26.68, but lean over here. They allow, off the top of my head, I believe it's the 22nd most spot ups. So I have the Raptors ranked 22nd in catch and shoot defense, but only allowing the 3rd most threes. So you don't see that really often. Let me see here. I don't know what they are from above the break. I think they're like 4th. 2nd fewest points from above the break. See, I don't know. It's not a great matchup, but the usage should be through the roof. Let's go see what his rebounds are independently. I do lean over there too. Over in 5 of 5. No games versus Toronto this season. Appreciate you, Fun Boy, too. Has a good rebound history. Okay. Now, keep in mind, he's in a whole new team, whole new system. You know, when he rebounded well versus them last year, they had to worry about Jokic. Now they have to worry about Nick Claxton, a little different. So keep that in mind with players specifically on new teams. I lean over here. I'm at like 3.8, but points and PRs both look good to me. The question I have is, who will be the primary ball handler for the Nets? I didn't watch much of that Nets-Knicks game. So let's go back and see where Michael Porter Jr.'s shots came from in that game. We'll go box score. Michael Porter Jr., 18 field goal attempts. Let's share this screen instead. This was taking quite a while this morning too, so that might take a while. I do want to see, though, looks like quite a few from above the break, 2 from the left corner, a couple from the interior. What I'm really curious about is how many of those were created off the pick and roll versus opposed to a spot-up look with Cam Thomas out. Okay, so first shot, spot up off a screen. I like that look. Second shot was an action leading to a pick and roll. Off-ball screen leading to a pick and roll. What I'm liking here is I'm not seeing him creating his own shot a lot. And one thing about Michael Porter Jr. is we know he will chuck. If he's got the green light, like we should get 20 attempts, which I'm projecting him at 19. That might even be low. A lot of these are actions. Here he's just got the smaller defender on him. Not a good shot, but green light's there. I wish I could see more of that play. Does that look like a handoff? That was definitely a pick and roll, I think. Wow, dude. I mean, okay, that's the end of the quarter. That's why he took that shot. This is just a kick out. All right. So, yeah, it's not like we have to worry about him creating off the dribble a lot. He's still just finding spots to get open looks. Not even open looks, just attempts. I know some DFS sites and someone else, 365, recently started listing attempts. I would lean over here for sure. Definitely lean over. My biggest fear, I've spent a little bit of time on this now. My biggest fear would be the blowout. They are 10-point dogs, but I lean over both points and rebounds. 100% lean over. If you wanted to go like 15 plus or 18 plus in a lay here, or you could go the 3+3s route. I think he has a bunch of threes tonight. Honestly, I like the over 3.5 at plus money too. Biggest worry for me in this game will be the blowout. If you haven't already, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. If you're watching on X, I appreciate y'all appreciate all the support. We've got Burnside and Night Fox so far today. So if you're watching on X, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Viewership has been up over there. I appreciate y'all watching on YouTube and Twitch as well. All right, moving on from Michael Porter Jr., definitely lean over. Biggest thing that worries me is the blowout potential. Jakob Poeltl, good to go. I thought he might have been questionable. I think he was recently. Nothing stands out for Jakob Poeltl. I could also get, let's go to the model. RJ Barrett or Scotty Barnes overs. Barrett, I'm right with market. What about Scotty? Scotty, I'm at 19.65. Little over there. What about rebounds and assists? Scotty, 7 boards, 5 assists. Lean under. That's probably efficient. To me, it feels like it should be a good RJ Barrett game. They're not good in transition. Barrett, what's Barrett's threes on a sneaky look? That's Scotty. Where's RJ Barrett at? The price is just dog. I love him to hit too. If you're doing a threes lay, I love RJ Barrett to hit 2 tonight. Versus the blitzing Nets, like, yes. What about Quickly's assists? 5.5 is the line. I mean, you could almost pair those two. 2+ RJ Quickly's assists and move. Where do I come in at? Lat, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Appreciate y'all. Quickly. Man, I'm only at 5.5 assists. I'm right with market, but it just makes sense versus the Nets. Sosa, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet, appreciate y'all helping me grow the brand, helping me grow the page. Very much appreciate y'all. Quickly PAs, not even PAs, just assists is very close lean for me. Let me go here. Daily check-in. Yes, sir, John. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Nothing officially out that we broke down, but I'll just let y'all know. I am on Anthony Simons over threes, and I did ladder up to 4. We'll get into that a little more when we get into the Boston game. I lean over quickly assists. Juice is bad. Blowout potential. I don't know how many games they've won by 10. I was going to say I thought it was quite a few. I do lean over Quickly's assists. I lean over Quickly's assists and RJ Barrett's threes. So I've got some leans in this Brooklyn game, y'all, but I think I'm going to leave them as leans with this 10-point spread. Let me write them down real quick, though. Barrett over his threes. Quickly over assists. And then, as Allison said, I do like MPJ's PRs over. I like points and rebounds each individually as well there. So, yeah, I do like those 3. Let's move on, though. Getting into the Memphis versus Knicks game, let's get into the injury news. Mitchell Robinson is questionable, a game-time decision in this game. That'll be the biggest thing that we're looking at. This is also a 10-point spread. Knicks are about 10-point favorites. No, Mitch might move that a little bit. Let's go to the model. So Jaren Jackson Jr., hold on. I've got to make one little edit here. Is it projections? Jaren Jackson Jr. Let me remove the period there. And then now this should work. Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr. My model's at 17.57, so no real edges there. Under edge to the threes. Jaren Jackson Jr. under threes. I don't know if I like that. My model likes it. I don't know that I like it. Who is starting at the 5? Jock Landale, right? Jock's the 5, right? I think. What do they have him listed at? A 5. Yeah, I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to play the 4. Jock Landale plays the 5. Which will be dependent on you played Cedric Coward's threes earlier. Thoughts when you get to him? Bet. Matchup looks good versus the Knicks, who give a bunch of spot-up threes. I'm going to have to go into my model, which is already up. Cedric Coward, you played his threes at – if it's 1.5, I like it. If it's 2.5, I'm worried. 1.506, yeah, I like it. I definitely would lean over that number. Can I give him like a minutes adjustment? Great volume the last 4 games. I have a slight lean to the over with my model, but I just like it independently. It's still 1.5, especially if you got around and even money. I definitely like that. Let me see here. Javi, I appreciate the like, and the Dawn, I appreciate the like. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure there's no underdog NBA news. Nah, nothing new. Oh, wait. Radon Sharp was ruled out. Aaron says, I appreciate the daily streams. Yes, sir. You're welcome. I forgot to release that after the line moved. I did bet it personally, but I forgot to release it. Yes, good call. It went exactly as I said it would. We let Reeves get announced in. That line dropped from 13.5 to 12.5. Smacked it. Great. I appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Radon Sharp was ruled out before stream. I did not see that. And that makes more sense to that Nets number for me. I'm good with nothing in that game, though. Yeah, I'm good with nothing in that game. John, getting back to Coward's threes over, I like it. I do like it. Let me do something here. What are his field goal attempts last 5? His threes are about, he had a dud versus Toronto, then 6-5-5-6. Field goals, 9+ in each. Where did I rank his attempts? Got him at an 18.5% usage. That's probably fair. Got him at 4.6 3-point attempts. John, if he's over 5, I think that's an amazing play. For me, it's right on the line. At plus 05, it was really good. At plus 05, it was really good. At plus 05, it's really good. I've got his projections at 4.6. Anything over 5, I think he's smashing. Probably right on the line for me, but at plus money, I do like it. It's a good read, too. You're pairing projections with the read versus a team that allows spot up. And I think he's scoring like 30% of his points from above the break. 37% of his points from above the break, and they're ass from above the break. Yeah, that's a good look. It's right on the line for me, but I do like it. I do like it. Let's keep going through this Knicks game. Let me go through my projections. So Jaren Jackson Jr., a slight lean to the under on threes. I do have a rebound edge to the over. And Mitch is questionable. If Mitch doesn't go, I'd probably lean this way. The biggest, knock on Jaren Jackson Jr., and I know he gets pulled away from the rim a lot, but he does not rebound well for as tall and as athletic as he is. I lean over because it's plus money, but I'm really only at about 6. I'll just leave this as a lean. I lean over Jaren Jackson Jr. rebounds. But yeah, we'll just leave that as a lean for now. Let me go back to the model and see. Move on to Jock Landale. I do lean over his points. I'm at about 12. The line's 9.5. Would absolutely feel better with no Mitch Robinson. I lean over for Ja Morant's assists. We'll look into that a little deeper. And I lean under for Ja Morant's points. So let's go look at those two things. Lean over Ja's assists, lean under Ja's points. $21.5 is the line. I make it, Ja Morant, about 18 for real. What's his season average? 19.2. I've got him under his season average. I don't see any reason this number should be over that. That's a great question. Memphis is in New York. Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, they're in the Garden. Extra motivation for a lot of players at the Garden. People like to show out at the Garden. Just 10 last time in the Garden, though. I think they got smoked. Don't quote me on that. $21.5 is basically painted too. Let me see if I feel like it's moving that way. I think this is going to be my first released play, at least on stream. For everyone watching, I am on Anthony Simons, over 2.5 threes and 4+ threes. If y'all been tapped in with me, we already cashed this versus Boston this season. We might be 2-0. We'll look into that. I don't know if I played in both games or not. Am I running this jaw under? I think I am, boys. I think I am. I got a 122 at DK, and I got a 120 at Prop Builder. I got a 120 at Prop Builder, 122 at DK and Rivers. Fuck it, let's run it. I'm running John Morant under 21.5 points. I'll just go to Rivers because I know they'll let me get it all. NBA, Grizzlies, Knicks. Player points. Got Ja under 21.5 minus 122. Place bet in that. Let me go get that released, and then we move. Hey, man, I'm not afraid to play the unders. I know I got burnt on Wemby yesterday, but if you're only betting overs, you're leaving money on the table, dog. My phone, this will tell you I'm a WVU fan. My phone just auto-corrected Morant to Morgantown. All right, let me get that in a banner, and then we will move. Save, scroll, we straight. I'm going to just say it again, man. If you haven't already, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. Shout-outs to Say Less. Shout-outs to my guy, Aaron. Shout-outs to, man, some of y'all got names I can't even pronounce. Fix something. I appreciate you. And then, fuck. Shout-outs to my boy, Javi. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the retweets. I can't see the YouTube likes, but if you liked it there, very much appreciate that as well. All right, John Morant's under, released, good to go, bet, released, chilling. Back to the model. Let me see if there's anything else we agree with here. Brunson, under points, under threes, nothing on boards, nothing on assists. We like some Brunson unders. We're getting nasty today. Under in 3 straight, cool. Also, though, Memphis is dog shit versus pick and roll ball handlers. Just really, really bad. Get some more coffee here. This, I'm going to stay off of it, even though my model likes it. He'll put Jock Landale in hell today, though. So I'm going to stay off of that. Model would lean under. I'm not betting the over. But no plays for me there on Jalen Brunson. Towns, lean under on his points, I think, in a little more difficult matchup. Lean under his assists, too, so we might look at a Towns PAs under here. What was my model projection on Towns points? Basically nothing. That's not near enough of an edge. My apologies. I have 21 basically on the nose, 21.5. Yeah, that's not near a good enough edge. For the assists, it was an over edge, not an under edge. My apologies. But it's not near enough either, the more I look into it. So we're cool there. OG Anunoby. Model is nice here, though. Line 16.5. I make it 19.5. Let's go look at OG. Also, hold on. Let me look at Miles McBride here. Minutes have been chaotic the last 3. I think without Mitch, they went smaller and he had a few more. Okay, it's hard to read. In 2 of the games they did, I think this one was a blowout, so run was dropped. If he weren't a WVU player, hey, we got 2 WVU guys in this bitch. We got Smalls last year, Javon Smalls, and then we got Miles McBride. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's how you know your team doesn't send a lot of people to the league, because you get excited when 2 backups play each other. That's all right. Fuck it. Nothing for me on Miles McBride, but, you know, I just had to go there. OG. Did I miss him? There he is. I'm at about 19 on this line. The line is 16.5. Has his volume, has he just been mad efficient? Yeah, he's shooting over 50% the last 5. 58% the last 5. Just mad efficient. 56% from 3. Hard to sustain that. Hard to sustain that efficiency. 16.5 might be slightly too low. To be honest, 19.5, which is around where I'm at, is probably a little too high. He probably should be at about 18. And then with that juice, your edge isn't huge. I'm going to stay off of this. I do lean over OG's points, but nothing official. Let's go to Mikal Bridges. Let's see what this news is. And if it's news, if it's likes, what is it? John, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet. Notorious, appreciate the like, appreciate the follow. Patrick Dunnins, no, just a statement from the Mavs owner. We don't care about that. Hey, shout outs to the Mavs owner. Shout outs to Nico. Shout outs to everybody involved in that trade. As a Lakers fan, I can sleep in peace every night knowing Luka's on my team for the next 3 years for sure. Hopefully one more deal after that. You know, we get 7 or 8 years of Luka. Be all right. Mikal Bridges, let's see what the model comes in at. 15.51. No real edges there. Threes, no real edges there. Boards, no real edges there. I don't have anything on Mikal Bridges. So I have the one official play here with Ja Morant under. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, John. I mean, it is just nice. Just nice to be a Lakers fan right now. Just nice to be a Lakers fan right now. I think I'm going to move on from this game. Oh, you know what? Jordan Clarkson's interesting. Minutes have been coming up slightly. Just 18 the last game. He's filling it up while he's in the game, though. Like his volume is going to be there. If there's any kind of extended minutes, I'd love all of his overs. The minutes are what keep me off here, but I do like overs in that. Did he get any extra run? I know it sounds counterintuitive. Like, what do you mean he gets extra run without Mitch? The Knicks have gone smaller in those scenarios. Say less. Without Mitchell Robinson, I would probably lean over. When I went through my projections, I think I did have a slight lean over there on Towns. I'm at 11.7. A slight lean over for Towns. Nothing official, but without Mitch, I could see a little bump there. Back to Jordan. It makes sense because the Knicks will go smaller. They'll run smaller rotations, which gives the guards more minutes. Nothing on Hart. Minutes have been a question mark for me on Hart all season. He's not that 44 minutes per guy that we got last year. So going to be nothing official for me on Hart. Who is this? BE, appreciate you tapping in, brother. Appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet. If y'all haven't already, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow to brand. Help me grow to page. I'll be coming on here 6 days a week, noon every day. Dropping freebies, up 17.5 on the season in the NBA, man. Just drop a like, drop a retweet. That's all I'm asking. Or if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. It's free. I appreciate it. All right, moving on from the Memphis Knicks game. I lean under Towns points, but I'm staying off. Everything else I'm cool on. Golden State, OKC. I assume Steph's going to be good to go tonight. I also assume Steph will have no minutes restrictions. He was out because of an illness, not because of an injury. So I think he'll be good to go. I don't know if LeBron poisoned him or what. He was on LeBron and Steve Nash's podcast. I can't remember the name right now. And then he missed the next 3 games. Just a funny coincidence. But he should be back tonight. Let's get into this OKC Golden State game. Chet's line's 21.5. Any injuries? Dort out. J-Dub still out. Wiggins out. Horford is a game-time decision. What's the spread in this game? OKC is a 7.5-point favorite at home. Nothing off the top of my head for Chet. Where's my Golden State game? Right here it is. So for Chet, I come in at 16. No, that's the market. I'm at 17 points. I'm right with market with Chet's points. Threes. What's the under price? I could kind of get behind a Chet under his threes. It's a pretty fair price. 3-point percentage, middle of the pack. Threes allowed. Middle to bottom half of the pack. Who do I have the starting lineup for? So I would have Steph, Jimmy, Kuminga, Draymond, and Quentin Post. Okay. So if they start Hart, you can go Post on Hart, Dre on Chet. I know it's a size mismatch a little bit, but as someone Chet, yeah, no, I agree with that. Draymond 2 threes. We'll look at Draymond's threes. So Aaron, you a big Thunder fan? We got a Thunder fan in the building. I like it. Aaron, what do you think about his threes? If he shoots less than 4, he's got to go. If he shoots 4 or less, he's got to go 50% or better to hit 2. Live in OKC. Okay, that's what's up. Been through there twice. One time I was probably 100 miles west heading towards OKC, and I got stuck in the craziest dust storm. Only time it's ever happened to me in my life. We don't get dust storms out here in the East. But yeah, that shit don't play out there. Chet under threes. Am I running this? I'll leave it as a lean. Points, I'm right with market. Nothing for me on Chet. I lean under threes. Valette said he made 200 because of me last night. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. Stream went really, really well. 4-1. A lot of the leans cashed. If we were speaking earlier, if you listened on stream and you got the Rui over 12.5, you cashed that on the lean. So there we go. Hopefully we can do the same tonight. I'm not going to sweep every day. I'm not going to go 4-1 every day, but it's about the long haul. And y'all been tapped in on the winning and the losing days. So I appreciate y'all, man. Let's have a lot more winning than losing. We're up 17.5. You know what I'm saying? Well, they've got Curry back. That should help. Oh, yeah, Kuzma's. Yes, sir. Kuzma's. Yep. The PRs. Yes, sir. Good call. That was another one. Kuzma's PRs was another one. AJ, will definitely look into AJ. This is an interesting question. So I make it about 7. But in my heart of hearts, I would say that line feels light as well. So do I have a model edge to the spread? No. If you asked me if I had to play one, I would absolutely play OKC at home without a doubt. If I had to bet it, I would bet OKC at home. I think the most profit comes from you got to find somewhere between selective and aggressive. So, not going to be aggressive and just follow my heart there. But the 7.5 feels light to me, for sure. For sure. As you said, AJ, yes, we'll absolutely get into AJ. Chet, leaving it as a lean under for threes, nothing official. Horford's questionable. I don't have any thoughts there. Steph Curry's line is 23.5. First game back. Hasn't played OKC yet this season. Over in 5 of 7 when he plays 26 or more minutes. I think if they're even within 10, this one should extend out to 30. Got him at a 33% usage rate. I've got Steph at 26.22 points tonight. I think I'm going to play Steph's over. I've got market support. I've got model support. I don't think it'll close crazy, but I'm confident it closes 24.5. Man, this should be a good game. If the Warriors can figure it out on the road, they're fairly healthy. Even without Horford, they're fine. OKC is beat up. I'd love for this game to stay competitive. I'm going to check if this line's available. 22.5 at DK is fine as well. But if you have a Hard Rock, play it at Hard Rock. Yes, it is available. Played him twice last year, 36 and 21. What was the volume like in the 21? He still had 10 threes, 15 field goal attempts. I'd like to see a few more than that. Averaging 19.6 this season. I think he's going to – is he over in every game with 15? He is. It's over in every game this season with 15 or more field goal attempts. I truly believe that was his minimum last year in the 2 times they faced. Fuck it, I'm taking it. Basically, everyone's 23.5. Juice is going to vary. The best I see is a 110. The worst I see is, I believe, 130. 128 is the worst I see. I'll run down the odds for y'all. 110 at Hard Rock. 121 at Rivers. 130 at Caesars. 125 at ESPN Bet. 119 offshore at Pinnacle 105, 125 at Fanatics, 123 at DK, 128 at FanDuel. That DK 123 is cool. Just save yourself the money. Like, don't bet it at FanDuel. If you're super limited at DK, I understand. I still like it at that price at FanDuel if that's your issue, but do your best to get down at the best price. Projections were 26.22. All right, moving on from Steph. Bam Adebayo has been ruled out for Wednesday. Okay, that's all we got. We're good to go. Shay, we're getting a 31.5 points line, basically painted. Rebounds, we are at 4.5. Assists, we are at 6.5 juice to the under or 5.5 juice to the over. For threes, we've got a juiced 1.5 or a juiced 2.5. Outside of the last game, it's not been crazy value. I mean, as a lay piece, under 2.5 threes at minus 186, I think is blasphemy. Let me go see where I come in at first. Holy shit. No, I mean, not really. I still see an edge, don't get me wrong, but I'm even at 2.11. So very interesting there. I do still find an edge to that under, though. For points, I'm over. I'm at 33.59, so we'll look into that a little bit more. Threes, as I said, still that under's edge. And then assists, I lean under as well. So let's dive into the PA line. Oh, no, it's under assists over points. Okay. I'm at 33 today. 33.59. Anything? No. Okay. Man, can we call it just take the 30 plus and keep it moving with Shea? Throw the 30 plus in an alt line and keep it moving. At minus 152, I promise you there's value there. The only ones I've gone over on stream, but I'm also on Anthony Simons over 2.5 threes. We'll get into that one a little more when I get to the Boston game. That's the only other thing I've played, though. Anthony Simons over 2.5 3-pointers made. You've been tapped in. You probably remember we ran this versus Philly already once this season. It's a common play for teams that run that big drop, which they do. Hey, bro, I'm going to keep it a buck. With my model leaning over, Shea 30 plus is a parlay piece. Without a doubt, take it and move. Kuminga, 13.73. Lean under points. Lean under assists. Do we want to talk about a Kuminga PAs under with Jimmy and Steph? Steph is completely off the injury report. With am I tripping? Butler. They don't have Butler listed? Come on now. Model leans under PAs, but I don't necessarily love it. Head-to-head looks awful. I'm cool off of this. Model leans under PAs on Kuminga. I'm cool off of it. I mean, it kind of does look like the right play. There are 17.5s out there on the PA unders. Like a good amount of them. DK, Caesars, MGM, basically everyone but FanDuel. My numbers are 13.73 and 2.5 is 15.28. I'm going to stay off of it, but I do lean under for Kuminga. PAs. 100% lean under for Kuminga PAs. Let me run through the model and see if there's anyone else. Jimmy points. See? I lean under Jimmy's PAs too. It makes sense. I mean, OKC is a good defensive team. Jimmy's line is 16.5. I make it 14.36. I'm a little low on Jimmy there. I think this has some issues in my modeling though. Generally those will play out, but when they're like the last game or the last couple, sometimes it'll skew the model a little bit. I can go in and make a hand adjustment to that and maybe make this 24 instead. Okay, yeah. Now I'm at 14.65, closer to market, but still under, and then 4.29 on the assists. Closer to that's a lot closer to market. I would lean under Jimmy Butler's points, but I'm not confident enough to take it. Lean under Jimmy Butler's points, but I'm not confident enough to take it. Shea, I like the 30 plus. That's about all you're going to get me for there. Kuminga, I lean under PAs. Someone requested Draymond 2+ 3-pointers made. Price is plus 162. Over in 3 of his last 4. He had 8 attempts in the last game versus OKC. That was last season. I don't love it. He had the 10 attempts versus Denver, but every other game he's at like 1 or 2, maybe 3. So he's going to have to be super efficient. In the one matchup versus OKC last year, he did have 8. If you see he gets a couple early looks and he misses them and you think he's going to keep shooting, maybe a live line, but I'm cool off of Draymond as well. Nothing official there. OKC will probably play a drop versus Pods. So maybe some like pull-up opportunities, but nothing really clear for me there. AJ Mitchell over this line in 8 of 11 this season. This is probably your sneakiest bet. I'm at 17.37. I would lean over here as well. 110 at DK, or DK just moved. This is now, I think, 122. 110s, 115s, 118s, 120s. I mean, every book's playable. FanDuel at 132. Don't love it. I think they actually came back down a little bit. Yeah, they're down to 125. What do we think about Hartenstein's PRAs? Chart looks good in games without Lou Dort. We'll look at Hart. I think AJ Mitchell's just a hair too high for me to want to play it. Hold on, let's see what this is. Okay, it's about the Nico stuff. I don't care right now. Mom Who Bets, I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate the like and the retweet. Dave, appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for tapping in. I guess Cade didn't rest, huh, big dog? Bro went for a triple-double with 31 misses. Triple-double with 31 misses. I'm going to lean over for AJ Mitchell. Let me go back to Hartenstein, and then we'll probably move on from this game. We got a 6-game slate? Is that what I said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Also, just a little warning. Mine and my wife's wedding anniversary is this week. So either Thursday or Friday, I'll have a quick show. I'm leaning towards Thursday right now because there's only 3 NBAs and 1 NFL. But the Thursday show, I'll be in and out in an hour, and then there'll be no content the rest of the day, just to keep everybody in the loop there. Hartenstein, PRAs, and then we'll go to the model, John. You said without Lou Dort. Big thing you always want to check is do the minutes change. They stay tight, so you're not upset there. 24.5. He's over in basically every game. Now, is there anything I can do to my model here? He does seem to get a little bit of a usage jump. Now, was Chet in all of those games? Because doesn't feel like an A plus B equals C kind of scenario there. They don't have good bigs, so you got to keep that in mind. Well, I mean, Quentin Post. What are we talking about? 26.87, John. 26.87. So you've got the value you're looking for there for sure. This one's real close. Points. So my model actually leans under assists. PRs are both slight edges to the over, but the rebounds actually more so. John, I'm not going to run it officially. PR over is a lean, though. PR over. I'd stay away from the assists. PR over, I do like. And if you wanted to get, like, what's the double-double price? I think I'd almost like that more than the PRAs. This is. I think this would be a decent pivot. The double-double at plus money. I think the double-double at plus money. Thoughts on RJ? I was real close on RJ. I was real close on RJ's over. Points. RJ's points over was close for me. Nurk. Is Sabonis out? Is Sabonis out? They're playing Indy. My fault. They're playing Indy. My fault. I'll get into that game later, but no opinion on Nurk. Lean over RJ. No opinion on Nurk. Haven't got to the Indy game either. So they're in the same game. We'll get to those two, but RJ was a really close over spot for me. Play type is good. I like RJ's over. There's a blowout potential in that game. I think it's a 10-point spread, but RJ's close. The other two I haven't really looked into. All right, getting back to, we were at Boston, Philly. No, we didn't get to Boston, Philly yet. That was the next game. Golden State, OKC. Yeah, Hardenstein PR's over would be a lean for me. Asia Mitchell's points would be a lean for me. Kuminga PA's under would be a lean for me. Buddy to hit 2 threes in the corner. Not mad at that. So yeah, we'll move on from this game. Just the one official play. Steph Curry over 23.5. That was all we ran officially, correct? Steph Curry under 23.5. Yeah, a couple of leans there, but we'll move. Could be late ads. Boston, Philly. I do have one we can just do off a rip. This is the game we played versus Philly. He cashed with ease. Boys, I want to say that he closed 1.5 here, and we bet this as well, coming off the bench. I'm pretty confident in that number. Maybe even we played the over 1.5 and it closed 2.5. I want to say. Either way, I digress. This one's not hard for me to talk about. We've attacked this spot multiple times. Anthony Simons is going to chuck, and he should chuck, especially coming off the bench. 1 second. Yeah, he should chuck coming off the bench. Philly plays that big drop, whether it's Embiid, whether it's Drummond, and then I think Bona is the one that may be questionable tonight. Doesn't matter who they are. They're playing that big drop. Anytime Anthony Simons sees that big drop, he pulls, he shoots. So a no-brainer there for me. I played over 2.5 minus 120 this morning. I also played 4+ at plus 210 at FanDuel for a quarter unit. So I'll go ahead and add that to the banner. Honestly, that's my favorite play out of everything I've given out this morning. Not 215. Maybe on the season. All right. I don't think much more needs to be put into that. He's going to have the attempts. I think he probably has 5, 6, 7 attempts tonight. Floor is 6 over in all but 3 over in 6 of his last 7. Cool. We're good there. Nothing new in the NBA. So Anthony Simons over. That one was easy. Now I've got a lot of other spots to talk about in this game. First of all, especially when Queta, or however you say that dude's name, is in, Boston is running that massive drop as well. But the way, am I saying that right? Yes. But the way they're doing it is the guard is recovering back. He's not just staying with the big. And that's leaving the big man wide open for an extended period of time. It was 1 unit over the 2.5 threes. Okay, good call. Was it 1 unit? I thought you were talking about the earlier game. Yes, 2 win 1. I went 2 win 1, 1.2 on the over 2.5 3-pointers made. And then just this is just a rule of thumb. Unless I specify it's like a 1.5 or a 2. I'm always betting to win 1 unit if it's a favorite, if it's a minus 120 or whatever. And if it's even money, I'm always just betting 1 unit, even money or better. Good rule of thumb. The latter, though, just a quarter unit. Quarter unit, not to win a quarter unit straight at plus 210. Okay, Joel Embiid this season, 2 for 6 on this line of 21.5. You can see minutes are gradually rising. We could probably see 27, 28 minutes here, especially coming off of 2 days rest. As I said, he should get some open looks based off the way they play defense. So I would lean over here. Minutes are still hard to spot. Let me see where my projections come in at. Boston, Philly. I'm at 23.18 points. I would absolutely lean to the over there. 23.8. Lean over. Again, it's the minutes that worry me. I do think this game stays somewhat competitive. Philly is a 2-point favorite at home. I think there's better spots to attack than Embiid in this one, and we'll get into that. Nothing official for me on his points. Queta, all I have to say is defensively, he runs that big drop. So that's good for shooters. Maxey, which we'll get into Maxey's performances versus this team earlier this season. But that's really all I have to say about that. Okay, getting into Maxey now. This season, 26 and 40. Now, in this game, he also had 14 assists. 14 assists. And a lot of that was due to pick and rolls, big drop. Hey, bro, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. All I ask is you tap in every day and maybe drop a like on the video while you do it, man. That's all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And don't turn on me when we have a little bit of a cold streak. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep printing, but I've bet for a living for 6 years now, and I know every once in a while a cold streak comes along. So just continue to have faith, man, and we'll keep printing together. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, but I'm not going to sell you a fake dream either. Maxey's 29.5. Well, let's go to the model. Wow. Holy shit. Let me open this in the different browsers so I can show y'all exactly what my model projections are. This is funny. You go here. Share this tab instead. This is my website. We'll be done soon. So we go to Boston, Philly. 30.35. Okay. That literally just, oh, I made an adjustment. Okay, hold on. Let me reset all filters. Yeah. When you reset all filters, 29.5. 29.5. What's the market at? 29.5. That is hilarious. That's an efficient line, I would say. For the assists, I come in at 7.22. Market is 7.5. I'm really agreeable there. Rebounds 4.71. Lean over here, but the market price is right. Threes are the one that I think could be interesting. I'm at 3.5, but we're getting plus money, and they play that big drop. Over in both matchups this year, 7 and 4, 9 attempts in each of those games. Over in 7 to 10 games this season, they play the big drop. I don't think I'm talking myself out of this one. What's the model say for maxi PRAs? It says 41.43. 41.43. And I'll go back and get my biggest edge for King of the Court today as well and release that. Or it doesn't have to be an edge, just my largest PRA projection. Super strong lean over to Maxi's threes. Super strong lean over to Maxi's threes. Love the 3+ at minus 200 and a threes lay. Love the 3+ at minus 200 and a threes lay. I'm going to move on, but I'm going to try to make a threes lay at the end of stream, and that'll be, or at least, like I could maybe go, if we did it on DraftKings, Maxi 2 threes, Michael Porter Jr. 18 points, RJ Barrett 18 points. I would like that 3-leg parlay right there. Whoever asked about Barrett earlier, I want to say this as well. I like Barrett's threes just as much as I like his points. I like Barrett's 2+ threes just as much as I do his points. Juice is bad. It's like minus 170. It's a lay piece. But I do really like that spot as well. All right, moving on from Maxi, nothing official there. I do lean over threes. I like the 3+ as a lay piece. Brown, we're getting an elevated number. As I said, the drop will be really good for him as well. Okay, yeah, you asked about Barrett. Definitely like the threes over just as much. Good spot for Jaylen Brown. I mean, it makes sense that this is an elevated number. I'm even at 29.5 versus this defense. I would like to go see how the market's moved around on this one. Danced between 26 and 27 this morning. Actually looks to be coming down a little bit. You put the over on the 19.5. Yeah. I like his threes as well. I lean over JB here. Under in each of the matchups this season. No, I'm sorry. He had 32 in the second. My apologies. 32 points, 31 minutes. 18 and 19 field goal attempts. What did I make his field goal attempts line? I have him at 22 field goal attempts in this game, and I don't think that's a bad number. Over in 6 straight in games where he plays 26+ minutes. He can get that in a blowout. You know what I mean? Like, that's super safe. Do I run this over? I think I do. Rubber Band Rah-Rah, appreciate you tapping in. Everything I played down there at the bottom. I appreciate the like. I appreciate the retweet. I appreciate y'all to be tapping in with me on the daily. 100% appreciate y'all for real. helping me grow the brand. Viewership's been way up, man. I couldn't do it without y'all, especially y'all liking and retweeting. Y'all don't realize how good that is for the engagement. So shout outs to y'all, man. Shout outs to y'all. Edgecombe RA's over. As long as his minutes aren't getting ate up, I would lean over. Mono likes this. I think I got to take it. I think the volume's there. They played drop versus him last game. Let's just go look at this. I watched this morning already, but let's do it again. 76ers versus Celtics on 10/31. What the hell kind of box score is this? Where am I at? This is where I wanted to be. We'll share this tab instead. Now let's look at where JB's field goal attempts came from. As I said, he had 19 in that game.
So many things for this.
This one, yeah, and that's the other thing too. They will switch guard to guard. They will switch guard to guard. But this play is literally the perfect example. Drawn up off rip. Switch, big drop from Embiid, wide open look. He doesn't make it, but the volume's what we're looking for. Next possession. They do help there a lot as well. They will hedge the ball handler off of a pick and roll or a guard-to-guard switch. Nothing there, just a good player making a good shot. Here they go, pick and roll, switch. Now he's got the smaller guy on him. You'll see him do this with Maxey as well. We're going guard to guard. Switch, and they can't do anything about it. He'll take Maxey to the post whenever he gets Maxey in the paint. He'll take Maxey to the post. Makes sense with Maxey having the 14 assists. Looks like they're doubling when Embiid's not on the floor. That's just a big-time bucket. There's nothing. There's no play type there to analyze. That's just a good player making a good play. Okay, we've got pick and roll, massive drop, pull up. That's the same read for Simons. It's the same read for Simons. Let's see here. Look at this. Listen, I was a shooter. I mean, fuck, I might be able to go give him 15 versus Philly. Let me put the cleats back on. The cleats. Let me put the sneaks back on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting 15 versus Philly. I'm getting 15 versus Philly. All right, let's see what they do here. Just an ISO. There's no one on that team that can guard him in isolation. That's just awful defense. I think I got to take this. I know the number's high at 26.5, but my projections are 29.5. This is just going to be some fast break shit we don't care about. Okay, we're going guard to guard, slip, screen. That was a nice play by the coaching staff. Guard to guard, slip with a flare screen. I mean, he's literally just saying, this is disrespectful. Get Kelly Oubre the fuck off of me. Guard to guard switch, takes the smaller guy to the post. Now they don't even send the help. You got to send that help. That should have been a foul call for real. Now he's got the Rook one-on-one, barbecue chicken, not fair. All right, I've saw enough. We can close this. We can, damn, did I do the wrong shit? Yes, I did. Who is the bot talking about Oubre, RA, been a wagon, laugh out loud? You mean under? Okay, we got some new shit. Be careful, copyright on YouTube. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oubre, RA's been a wagon. Very well could be the under. Javi reposted. Javi, appreciate the like and the retweet. Mark, I definitely lean over PAs. It looks like he got some trap work in the second game without Embiid on the floor. But if they play the drop, he's going to cook. So PAs is probably the best way to go there. Oubre has been over points in all 3 games with Embiid this year and was over against Boston. And then Oubre RA, does he mean the under? Probably means the under. Share screen, my fault. I got props.cash off of this joint. Share here and then go full screen. That was a long-winded way of me saying I think I'm either playing this or waiting for line movement. It looks like it's coming down from 27.5, so I might wait to see if I get a better number for JB, but I'll be on his over for sure. Someone talked about Oubre's RAs. Under's definitely been a wagon in the last 5. What about the head-to-heads? 5 and 9 in the 2 matchups. The only reason the rebounds would scare me is if he is guarding JB a good bit and he takes him to the hole. He is right underneath the basket for a rebound there. Edgecombe RAs. And then we'll have to go look at the model too. Let me go look here. VJ Edgecombe plays for the 76ers. RAs. I've got him at exactly 10. 9.99. 9.99. 8.5 minus 128. It's minus 118 at MGM. He played 31 minutes last game. Split with the with McCann. What's funny is Philly's got like a really deep guard rotation. Like Grimes is serviceable, Kelly's good on the wing. Obviously, Maxi's an all-star. Model leans over here. Let's go see what the market does. Well, to be honest, I would say this is getting some market support as well. If anyone's open on that, like the 8+ has got to be great. I am actually thinking it could be a great under spot. Okay. Yeah, see, that would be what worries me off of the over. My model leans over, but McCain eating up minutes is my issue. So I'm good to stay completely off of that game. Or not that game, the completely off of Edgecombe there. I think Anthony Simons is going to be my only official right now over his 3s. I will say I've got a very strong lean to Maxi's PA overs and a very strong lean to Jaylen Brown's points over. 2 strong leans, 1 official play in that game. Anthony Simons over 2.5 3-pointers made. Moving on to Indy versus Utah. The spread in this game is Indiana minus 2.5 on the road. What do we have for injury news? McConnell is a game-time decision. Anderson, Niang, and Hendricks are all game-time decisions for Utah. 2 pretty beat-up teams. Keep in mind Walker Kessler's out. Isaiah Collier was a wagon for us last year, so I think he'll be worth looking into. With the pace, I kind of like a Keontae George points over. 21.5 does feel a little high. Let me go to the market. Or, yeah, the market and the model. 21.5. I mean, there's plenty of 20.5s out there still. Go to my projection. Hey, man, if you haven't already, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. Sam Hauser, wrist out. I'm sorry, Sam Hauser, wrist available to play. There we go. Nothing else new. All right, we're good to keep it moving. We're good to keep it moving. Model for Keontae George in the Utah game. And Keontae, I'm at 23, man. I do like the over. I do like the over. I think it's going to be a fast-paced game. What's the total in this game? 232, 233. Nembhard over 22.5 PAs or Nurk over 20.5 PRs. Yep, we'll go over both of those. Lean over Keontae George points. Model likes it at 23.5 is where I would hang the line. Looks like it's moving from 20.5 to 21.5. So lean over Keontae George points. How many minutes did Collier get last night? It's also a back-to-back. He only played 15, though. I even like Keontae George over a little more now because Collier could rest. It was a hamstring he was dealing with, right? So Keontae could rest first back-to-back since returning from injury. Or Collier, sorry. What was the request on Nembhard? Over 22.5 PAs. He's only played in 3 games. McConnell's a game time decision. Yeah, no McConnell usage is going to skyrocket. This is a very easy one for me to try to. So without McConnell, let me make an adjustment to that. My PAs come in at 24, 25.5, 25.62. 25.62 without McConnell. I want to be clear about that. 25.62 without McConnell. With McConnell, let me just write this number down so I don't forget. 25.62 with McConnell, I am at 24.38. Big difference. Is McConnell doubtful, questionable? Let's look into that a little bit more. A true questionable. I'm going to wait, but if, and you can write this number down, 26.62 without Nembhard, without McConnell. If McConnell doesn't go, I would even play the 24.5. But I don't want to hold it because I don't have a real edge on this number if he does go. So that's what I'll say there. Lean over, but I would like to see the injury news first. Next request was Nurk. PRs. Over 20.5. He had 16 in the last game. Let's go without Walker Kessler. Let me give him a 22% usage rate, and that's erring on the side of caution. Aggressive for the over. Come in at about 19. No, Nurk is the one that I disagree with. Nurk would be a no for me for sure. Your other two were very strong leans, yes. Barrett, yes. Nembhard, yes, depending on injury news. Nurk, I know there's not like a good big in Indy. I know the minutes will be up and the usage will be up. But I even factored those two things in. So no, Nurk would be the one I disagree with. Not that I would bet his under, but I just don't really see an edge at all. The other two, even if I don't bet them, I do feel like the edge is to the over. Even if it's not as big of an edge as I'm looking for, the lean is definitely to the over. Nurk, nothing. 26.62. 26.62 without McConnell. It's about a 1.7 point move. Siakam under boards. I'll go to model first. Siakam 7-1. Now we'll go to market. Pascal rebounds. I lean under. I hate the juice. I think you're on the right side of it. More of a lay. I mean, you can run a 145 straight. If you're on a DFS app, I definitely like it on the DFS apps. But the juice is too much for me to run it straight. I do lean to the under there on that 7.5, though. Juice is just a little too much for me in that one. I don't know how that opened either. So, like, if it opened 7.5, 110, and you laid that number, great. 140, it's probably just efficient. If you feel like the Lauri number is high versus what he's done in the last 4, just keep in mind Indy's got no one to defend him. I think Markkanen could get some buckets today. I think Markkanen could go crazy. What's my model number at Markkanen? And why don't I just pull this over here and make my fucking life easier? There you go. 27.37. So no, I'm right there with the market. Nothing crazy there. Nothing standing out to me in the Indy game. I think Collier could sit this one out. So I do lean over Keontae George's points. That's my closest bet for sure, without a doubt. And if Collier were to be a late scratch, I'd love that over. Nembhard, I'm cool with the PAs without McConnell. But I would wait for injury news there. That's all I have for you in that game. Let's move. Last game on the slate, Denver Sac. I think this is it's an 8.5, 9, so it's getting close to that double-digit blowout type spread, but the total is 242, really high total in this game. Let's go over some of the injury news here. I think we have, before I look, Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray questionable. Sabonis was questionable. And that's everything. All right, cool. Keegan Murray got that bag and then got hurt. Denver coming off 2 days rest. I lean towards Jamal going. Bro, who's the backup big in Sacramento, and why can I not think of it? They got Precious Achiuwa at the 4. Drew Eubanks at the 5. Jokic might have a 30 ball. Pascal, if you're asking about the boards, I leaned under, but the juice was too bad. Oh, Bradley asked about the boards. I leaned under Pascal's boards. I think the rebounds I was slightly over. I can check back real quick. I'll give you my numbers for Pascal. 24.51 points, 7.1 boards, 6.21 assists are my numbers for Pascal Siakam. Joel Embiid listed out. Fuck. Try to get Maxi's overs. You got to be quick. I'm going to Rivers. Go to your slowest book. I won't even count this against my record. I just got to bet it for me. So hold on. Closed. Yeah. I think that helps Brown as well. I think that helps JB as well. So, damn, did I not bet JB either? I said I was waiting to see if the line came down. It's not going to come down now. It's locked. When it reopens, I'm probably just going to run it if there's any 23s left. I didn't see that one. I didn't see Embiid sitting. Shit. That's 2 days rest. I thought he'd be good to go. 2 days rest, meaning they're probably on a back-to-back tomorrow, though. Yeah, they did, bro. They did. It was so quick. I tried. I think Jokic could have a 30 ball tonight versus this Kings team. Also, what I'll say is like, bro, how did they not run Russell Westbrook 30 minutes a night? Arguably, he's looked like their second best player. I don't even know if it's arguably like, and I fuck with DeMar. What book are you on? Oh, you got them off. I think you said, are you the guy with the Canada books? Are you the guy with the Canada books? I got Caesars back open at 122. You're right. Well, I don't know what books you're on. Yeah, you got Canada books. I got Caesars back open at 122. I think FanDuel's still closed all around. Yeah, they are. As that opens up, listen, you can go ahead and take that actually. If I could get that number right now, I would bet it. That's what I'll tell you. I'm not going to track it. Wait, FanDuel's back open. Yes, I am shopping this right now, and I am betting it right now. NBA, Boston 76ers, points over under. Okay, they're locked. 26.5, 125 at FanDuel. Rivers is 124. It's not worth the pennies. I'm just getting this in now. Got it. Okay, I got to get that out ASAP. Projections were 29 what? Boston game. Boston, Jaylen Brown, 29.49. Cool. Let me get that on the banner. Damn, bro. They might reopen at 26.5. They might reopen. FanDuel's still there. They tend to shape the market. So you should still be able to get it when they reopen. Although I do think that this closes like 27.5. I think there's somewhat of a reasonable possibility it closes at even 28.5. Zach LaVine only had 11 field goal attempts in that last game. Probably a season low. No, he only had 5 versus OKC. Second lowest on the season, though. I want to go back and see how they defended Zach because my model leans over at, what was the number? $21, so it's really not that crazy. You've got Jamal Murray questionable. You got Aaron Gordon questionable. You got Sabonis questionable. Russell Westbrook ate their ass up last time they played. Triple-double and all that. But then this last game, he played 16 minutes after fucking carrying the team. And they lost that game by 27 points. Did I throw him in the starting lineup or do I got to go do? Let me just do this. Sacramento should be the last game. He's not in the starting lineup, or at least not projected to be. 16, 6, and 6 with 2 threes. I leaned over Westbrook. I mean, if he plays 19 minutes, the coach needs fired. I definitely lean over Westbrook. Let me just quickly. Jokic isn't working because of fucking special character. I've got Jokic projected at 30 points. I've got Jokic projected at 30, 12, and 12. Like, how do I not just run the fucking triple-double at minus 0.5? Coming from a Knicks fan, I like Cat rebounds. With a back-to-back coming means he might sit against the Magic. Mitchell might sit versus the Magic. Yeah, I lean towards Mitchell sits. So I definitely would like the over rebounds for Cat. Let me see where I come in at, just out of curiosity. We're kind of bouncing around now, but that'll be all right. Cat boards. Yeah, I'm at 11.74 with Mitch. Without Mitch, I could easily see myself going to about 12.5 on my projections there. My thoughts. Nothing official yet. Jokic over everything. Not rebounds. I'm right with market rebounds. Jokic over points, over assists, triple doubles of fair play. Let me go see where I come in at Sabonis. And then I gotta wrap it up, boys. We got, what are we, 2 hours deep? Hour and a half. Nothing crazy. So Sabonis, I come in at here. 15.5, 13 boards and 4 assists. 15, 5, 13, and 4. Lean under, lean over, right with market. Nothing official for Sabonis, and keep in mind he is questionable. Jamal Murray, questionable in this game as well, just 15 in the last game versus Sacramento. Let's just go head-to-head so I can see this easier. 15 points, 32 minutes, 26% usage percentage, 0 for 5 from 3. He had 17 field goal attempts, just shot like shit. I know Jamal, like personally, that's dope. Nothing official there on the Jamal Murray shit though. DeMar, love him for like 15 plus in LA, but as a straight nothing. Zach LaVine, lean over points, but he did struggle versus them in that last matchup. We've got some question marks in this game, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. I missed what we said. PRA is 23.5, but last game you only played 16 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I lean over Russ everything, but the minutes scared me after that last game. His minutes were sliced in half, and then they lost by 27. So Russ is hard for me to attack, but without Sabonis, it's Russ over everything for sure. Let me see if there's anything new. Nothing new. I think I'm going to call it. We're about an hour and 40 minutes deep. What do we got? 4 plays officially. Could be some late ads as we wait on injury news. I'll try to get out some kind of content. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add anything, I'll try to get up some form of content, whether it's just write-ups, maybe a quick like 2-minute video. I've been weighing doing the 2-minute videos on YouTube, the shorts or whatever. With just a recap of all my plays. But, yeah, that's going to call it for today. We've got 4 official. Let me recap those for y'all real quick. John Morant under 21.5 points. Steph Curry over 23.5 points. Anthony Simons over 2.5 3-pointers made. Also a sprinkle on the 4+. Jaylen Brown over 26.5 points. That's going to call it for me today. We will be back tomorrow. Best of luck tonight if you're tailing. If not, I'll catch you